Hey guys, what's up? This is David from ConMenRDW here, and I am here with my boy, Mark Not Mark.
What's poppin'?
And we just got the pleasant experience, the privilege, the honor to check out a new game that pretty much is in very early access. It's in playtesting stages. They're not even sure if this game is actually going to take off past this. They're like literally like, we just want you guys to play it and let us know how it is. It's the team from Omega Strikers over Team Odyssey, and they have a new game called Byte Breakers, which is basically it's Smash Run. Guys, it's Smash Run from Super Smash Bros. 3DS. The game mode that was basically City Trial from Kirby Air Ride, but 2D and in Smash Brothers. And Nintendo never put it in Smash Ultimate, and everyone was like, bro, I wish they put Smash Run in Ultimate. They said, we like Smash Brothers, and we want to make a cool Battle Royale type game that's a platform fighter with the IP of Omega Strikers, because that game died, RIP. But they just took the world and the characters literally from that and threw them into a platform fighter, gave everyone cool moves, and they are in super early, like the gameplay you're seeing right now is very early, like the map isn't even fully constructed yet, but it's basically like the blueprint of the map, basically. But it's totally playable, and we played a very early build of it. It's solid. Mark, what do you think?
I enjoy it. It's definitely rough around the edges, but hey, that's what you expect when it comes to
getting to play a game this early.
Yeah. One thing that I do appreciate that they do right off jump is like, hey, here's the lab, here's the basics, here's what you need to know.
Yeah.
Controls it controls really good, but it's also kind of jank in a good way though. But I'm pretty sure if they keep going at this and they polish it up, it's going to turn out amazing.
Yeah, you can literally the controls are by default pretty much mapped like Smash Brothers. I was using an Xbox controller. Mark was also using an Xbox controller, but I think the game is compatible with pretty much standard PC controllers. I know some people in the Discord were talking about them being able to use adapters and play with like their GameCube controllers, because whenever there's a platform fighter, people like to use their GameCube controllers or even like fight pads, different controller setups like that. But for Xbox controllers for PC, it was working perfectly. Like, I had my Y and X buttons for jumping, I had my A and B buttons for my attacks and specials. This game has tilts, like actually has tilts. The right stick is already pre-mapped to like smash to do the smash inputs, you can change it to be tilts.
Yeah. And that's kind of insane, because like as I'm looking at some of the control inputs, there were some of the things where like you could literally do a fast fall, and then you could do an extra fast fall, which does damage. Which is actually kind of important. The one thing that I think we should definitely mention is how big this fucking map is. Like,
yeah, dude. So like on screen here, you can see the scale of this fucking map. It's humongous. Like I said before, it's reminiscent of Smash Run, which is like, it was already a really huge map. But this is like, it's a really well thought out layout too. Like on the far right of the map, it's like a shoreline with like a little city. In the middle, there's like a bigger city with bigger buildings. There's like some areas where it's like an underground area, like an underground parking garage or lab for like a major building. On the far left of the map, there's like a volcano. Then you can go into the base of the volcano where there's like the lava, so that's like a hazard. And then in the middle of the map, in like the sky, there's like a sky garden and like sky arena area with a whole bunch of other stuff going on. They really thought about like the scale of like a platform fighter battle royale 2D game, and it's really cool. Like Mark said, there is a fast fall, so like in Smash, if you're falling, you can like press down on the control stick and you'll fall faster. But they have like a faster, like basically a meteor fall, where it'll like the camera will pan out and then you'll basically become like a shooting star and you'll fall to the ground, and then you basically do damage to anyone around you, I guess, if you hit the ground near someone. So that's really cool. So it's a good way to like get from the top of the map to the bottom of the map really fast, because I was definitely just caught in the air for like a couple seconds at some points, but it's cool they have a mechanic to cover that.
Real quick to dial back on the whole Smash Run aspect, another thing definitely to mention, there are chests and stuff where you can get like upgrades and whatnot, which is pretty cool, like, Battle Royale style. But there are certain chests that you can unlock like by doing like hit all the targets or collect all the coins and whatnot, like as if it was Smash Run. So when you said Smash Run, you were not joking about that.
Yeah, I really like how they implement those challenges, like smash the targets and things like that, because it's like I said, it shows that even the developers, when they were talking about this game in their initial announcement video, they're like, we like Smash Brothers, but we're not trying to be the next Smash Brothers. We're trying to do a game that is what we like, but also unique and has that DNA mixed in of Smash. So it's like, definitely you can tell that they really like that game. And it's just really unique. Also, like Mark said, they do have the items. So it's kind of like, it looks like each character can have like 4 different types. So there's like the arms, there's a body, there's legs, and then there's like, I guess, a helmet type thing. And those basically give you passive abilities or passive stats. Like there's like a body armor that you can get where it'll increase your air dash or air dodge movement by like 15, 25, 75%. There's one where it's like if you crouch, you'll become basically like an item, so people will think that you're a pickup rather than like a person. Or there's like obviously boots that'll make you run faster. There's like gauntlets for your arms, where it's like if you do your standard A attack, you'll just shoot out like fireballs basically, so it becomes like a projectile move. There's like one thing where you can pick it up and then you get an air throw. So then if you just grab someone in the air, you'll just throw them to the ground like in a meteor smash style. So that's really cool. So they have a whole bunch of items you can unlock and stuff, and they all have rarities and things like that too. So some are better than others. And then there's also like vending machines on the map. So if you pick up, there's like coins you can pick up, and then you have that in-game income. Then you can use that to purchase items and things like that as well.
Before we continue down the list of items, we could also mention like how diverse the characters feel. Like holy crap! Like I primarily play like medium to heavier characters in like any kind of platform fighter or anything, and I felt like I was playing a medium to heavier character. Whereas like I'm gonna be juggled around a bit, but it felt good. Like, so if I could say anything about that, maybe the heavier characters have like a little bit more health or like something to compensate for like some of the faster paced characters.
Yeah,
on top of that,
you can get freaking juggled around. Yeah. But also, like, based on the characters, like we said, this is the team that made Omega Strikers. So literally, if you look up the website or the character list from Omega Strikers, most of those characters are going to be in this game. So far they had like Juliet, they had Ayami, which is like the cat girl. They had Asher. They had a whole bunch of other like characters that were on the base roster from Omega Strikers, which is already a really well-designed, colorful cast of characters. But the way that they were played in Omega Strikers was like a top-down MOBA style. But the fact that they adapted all of these characters, gave them new animations, new movement, like for running animations and all this other stuff for a platform fighter, they adapted this really, really well. For the fact that this game like has been flipped within like 9 months to a year since the last game shut down. So
hey, I love the fact that they put in love and effort to something that they were still passionate about.
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell that they're cooking over there for sure. But yeah, it's really cool. Like, I definitely could see them making something special here. Like I said, that they wanted to make another platform fighter, but they didn't want it to just be like Multiverses is already out, and Multiverses is doing what Multiverses does. Smash is Smash. No one's gonna touch Smash. Brawlhalla's doing Brawlhalla things. So they wanted to add another game into that ethos, but also not basically add another platform fighter. The fact that it's a Battle Royale, 40 players on one big ass map. It's Smash Run. No one's done that since Nintendo did it on the 3DS, and it's been long enough to where I think someone tapping into that specific demographic of platform fighter player is really cool. However, I do think that they definitely do need to polish the characters, polish the movement to where it's a lot more snappy. Of course, it's going to happen. It's super early. But the fact that the game also, it does have a single arena mode. We couldn't access it in our playtime, but I'm assuming that's mostly like we're going to be able to play on specific maps or arenas that are kind of like Battlefield or Final Destination or other maps that are based in the Omega Strikers universe. And then also probably they can change the maps from being like more platformy to flat like Final Destination. That would be very beneficial if they did that. And just being able to play the game straight up as a fighter to get used to certain characters, because like if you're going to be fighting as these characters in the Battle Royale, I'd like to be able to like get used to how these characters move in a more isolated setting before I jump into something more casual, I'd say, in the Battle Royale mode. Because I think that having the Battle Royale mode being the main draw of the game is a great idea, but also having something where it's like, okay, I don't want to worry about getting fucked over in the Battle Royale, becoming like in the top 25 of 40 people. I'd rather just 1v1 somebody or do like a 4-player match or 2v2 or whatever it is, you know? So if they definitely add a mode like that, I think that would be a very big benefit, because that would be the one thing that no other platform fighter in the genre has, is that mode. So if they have that to like be a side thing or be just another option of play that players have, I think that'd be like a really big benefit for them.
The best way I can describe it, this game mode definitely has its moments where it's like it's hectic. As you could probably see in some of the gameplay, we've had a lot of encounters with like super sweaty players right off jump. So.
Amy's need to get nerfed, bro. Hey, Devs, if you're listening to this, Amy needs to get adjusted. She has the best movement, the best agility. Like she has like her up B is like a really good jump, so she can get from like point A to point B really well. She has like a AoE move for her neutral B. She's quick. She hits pretty hard. Like she has a lot in her kit. She needs to get adjusted. Either that or other people need to get adjusted. I don't know. But she's crazy. All the Amy's were sweaty.
Dude, you're telling me.
Let's see. What else?
Only other problems I've had with the game is just it's because it's in playtest. So there was some bugs. I do like the fact that they did put in some NPC enemies in there. I wish there was more to kind of like build up meter and whatnot. So that way the decision making is a lot more like, hey, do I want to face these guys or not? There were just a good handful of situational awareness moments where it's just like, shit, I overextended, or I was just off running around and now I'm gonna get my ass kicked because somebody knows like a 12 hit combo that can juggle me like in a minute. It feels like there are touch of death moments in this game.
Oh yeah, especially when you're like in an enclosed space and you're bouncing off the walls and things like that. Also, we've been talking about it being Battle Royale. Like, how is it Battle Royale? So like we said, it's 40 players, and then it seems like there's a circle, or rather there's a area of the map that gets basically cut off from you, to where if you go in that area you will take damage. There's a cloud where it basically shows what part of the map will soon be taken over by that cloud of DOT, and then you basically just got to stay out of that area. Since it's just a platformer map, basically the area will either come from the left side of the map or the right side of the map, and then it just basically pushes in over time, and then people get more and more closer together. But the map is so vertical too, it definitely gives a lot of flexibility of like if you need to maneuver around people, if you're running away, you can still go up high or down low. So you're still having a good amount of time to kill in between encounters if you do run into people. And that's also another thing too, it seems like the map is so big and the characters are so tiny in perspective to the map that it seems like when you are in between encounters with players, it does take a while for you to run into somebody, but I guess that gives you a good amount of time to farm materials and like get items and things like that too. So I guess that's okay for now. I gotta probably get some more time with it, but it does seem like there is a good amount of time in between encounters, and then when you finally run into someone, it seems like that's either the one we weren't running into a lot of fights with other players where we were surviving to another encounter. It was either we got in that one fight and then we were dead, or it came really close. So I just need more time with the game. I guess I'll say that's on me. But definitely these encounters are very much like, it doesn't seem like you can really run away from people like you can in other games. Because it's like if they see you, if they have an item where they can run faster, they have faster movement, that's basically it. You can't outrun anybody.
Unless you know how to outplay some of these people, you're not getting away.
Especially if they have like fucking Amy on their team. Amy's a chase you to the ends of the earth. Chase after you for forever. Also, there's grind rails for movement as well. What's it called? Vertical movement. They have doors that can lock. They have grind rails you can hop on, which are honestly really cool. Everyone has really sick grinding animations, which is really cool. There's cannons that can fire you into the sky in different directions. There are there's pipes that you can hop into, and they'll basically take you from one point to another, so it's kind of like a nice little fast travel spot. There's some that go straight vertical from the ground to the air in certain parts of the map to get you from like the street level to the sky arena place. That's kind of cool. No one has fall damage, so you can just jump off of shit if you want to run away from somebody, but they can chase after you. Some characters have moves that can get them to the ground faster in certain regards, like character Mark was playing as. He has a dunk and Mark accidentally dunked.
Oh my god,
he
dude!
Fell from the top of the map and he landed on somebody. It was so funny, bro.
It was two people on
yeah.
That. Like, it was one of those rare situations where it's like, oh shit, I fucked up. I dunked on somebody, but it was one of those rare cases where I was able to run away. Like this isn't one of those battle royales where it's like, hey, I could do hit and run tactics and then get whittle somebody down, because there are too many ways for people to get their health back if they're good enough, especially if they've been stocking on items. Basically, I would say, like, if you come in here with just like operating on just all knowledge on Omega Strikers, I'd say kind of throw it out the window from what you know about the characters, because the character Atlas, the dude I was playing, I know that he has an ability in Omega Strikers, at least, that he can bring people back from the dead. But it turns out that whole animation I was seeing for that was, no, that's just his medium range neutral B, where it's just like, hey, I can hit somebody. Like, he has like a little DLT type of thing, where it's like somebody like Asher, she has like a really good like defense setup. Like, both characters have parries, and I love a good
the down
parry.
B counter, yeah.
Other than that, I don't have too many other notes to mention. Like, this game is solid. The music is still bumping.
Oh yeah, really good soundtrack.
If they add more, we'll see what the whole vision is. The TTK in this game isn't too bad, especially you have like a bunch of people at once in a group, but the TTK, if it's like 2v1, that's pretty solid. It can extend. So like, if you didn't like things like Rumble versus, rest in peace, I wouldn't say this is for you. But
yeah, if you definitely like Smash, if you like platform fighters in general, this is a game to keep an eye out for, because like I said, they're doing something unique. If you've played Smash 3DS, if you played Smash Run and you like that, or you like City Trial from Kirby Air Ride, this is a game to keep an eye out on, because it does some wacky, silly stuff like that. I could see them doing something like I mentioned before, where they pretty much have events that happen in the middle of matches, where it's like, hey, maybe there's meteors falling from the sky, so you got to get indoors or get underground or something, or there's like a really strong NPC, and it's like if you fight it with other characters, you can get like a passive, or maybe all the items become food-based items, or maybe all the items become like rare items for something, like stupid stuff like that would be very silly. I think they could definitely do some stuff like that. The map has plenty of space where they can change up the layout, or they can add things, take away things, do things like that too. So a lot of potential for playing around with the map layout and things like that as well. But like I said, if they just tighten up the gameplay and make it where the platform fighting at its core, if they end up to making a game where it's like, yeah, you can do the battle royale, but also the gameplay is just a good platform fighter too, and they keep adding these characters, that'll already keep people hooked, because the characters are unique enough. But then this mode is definitely the pull for Byte Breakers. So yeah, shout out to the Omega Strikers team for coming up with a cool, fresh idea, for allowing us to play the game in this session here. Pretty much when we can post this video is when the embargo breaks for us to be able to talk about the game and share our thoughts and share our gameplay. Keep in mind, like I said, this game is very early. Hopefully you can, well, definitely wishlist it on Steam. Show some support the devs, follow them on Twitter. All the links will be in the description down below. And yeah, if you want to hear more stuff like this, listen to the Commentary Podcast on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we talk about games like this and also other cool things that we've been playing, watching, and geeky nerdy news for geeky nerdy people. Me and Mark are both panelists on that podcast, along with AG Vactech and King 2 Darks. And yeah, catch us there, or catch us on YouTube and on socials, which you will see down below. Anything else you want to add, Mark?
The last thing I'll just say is I'm glad that we don't have like taunts or emotes, because goddamn, I know the BM for this game would be through the freaking
I really want some taunts. I would love taunts. Also, skins would thrive in this game. So a platform fighter with skins, please give me that.
I mean, they had some skins in Omega Strikers, so I wouldn't be surprised if they put that over.
All right, we're gonna stop yapping. Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, and definitely wishlist Byte Breakers. Thank you for the time. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.